For your 4.2 and 4.4 practice and homework, I'm going to start with page 113, 4.2, and I'm going to choose a couple of these to help you practice. We'll get the story problems after this. So we are finding the product. That means we are multiplying all of these problems. So I am going to do number 7. You can choose whichever 9 you want. I'm going to do a couple here with you. So I'm going to set up the problem first. I'm just going to look at it. So we have 281 thousandths and we have 6 tenths. I'm going to keep 6 tenths on the bottom because then I only have to multiply by one number there. So I'm going to set it up here, and this is the only time we don't have to line up decimals is when we multiply. We take care of it at the end. It's the only time. Otherwise they go straight up and down. So 1 times 6 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I need to move this 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So my answer is 0.1618. So that's 1,618 10,000. So very, very tiny, but we're multiplying teeny tiny numbers together. Okay, I'm going to try number 9 with you. So that is 2.54, and I want to keep 3.7 on the bottom because it doesn't have as many numbers. So I only have to do times by 3 or times by 7 times by 3 instead of times by 4, times by 5, times by 2. So we set it up. The only time we don't worry about decimals until the end. So 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35, 36, 37. 7 times 2 is 14, 15, 16, 17. So I've used that and I've used that. We've multiplied everything by 7. Now we're putting our placeholder because now we're multiplying by something that's 10 times bigger. We need our answer to be 10 times bigger. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So now we're adding these together. There's 9, 13, 7, 8, 9. And I have 1, 2, 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 9 and 398 thousandths. This is pretty much like multiplying 2 times 4. My answer should be around 8. 9 is close to 8. We're making sure, do these make sense? Okay, and I'm going to do number 11 with you, and there's not a nice one put on the bottom. We're going to have to do times by 3 numbers here. So 13, 49, and then we have 8.806. Okay, so we're multiplying everything by 6 first. So 6 times 9 is 54. 24 plus 5 is 29. Now here's 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20. 6 times 1 is 6, 7, 8. Hey, and make sure if you're choosing to do this with me that I see your work. Even if you're not doing it with me, I should still see your work. But you're probably not watching the video if you're not doing it with me. So, okay, that was a silly thing to say. So we're going to put a placeholder here. And we've used those. I'm going to cross them out so I don't accidentally use them again. So 0 times 9 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. And 0 times 1 is 0. So that one wasn't too bad. Now we're going to multiply by this 8. It's 2 places in. That means I need 2 placeholders. Because it's 100 times bigger, I need my answer 100 times bigger. So 8 times 9 is 72. And I'm making sure you can see everything's lined up neatly so I can see what goes with what. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 7 is 39. 8 times 3 is 24, 25, 26, 27. 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're adding these up so you can see it's important to write nicely. So we have 4 here, 9 here. Didn't mean to put that little squiggle. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 9 is 17. 7 and 1 makes 8. And 0 and 1. So this number is not 1 million though. 13 times 1, this is close to 1. Like if you have 80 cents, that's almost $1. And this is $13. 13 times 1 should be close-ish to 13. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My answer is 10 and 87294 after the decimal. 10.872994. We were thinking it should be 13, a little less than 13, that's smaller. And there we go. So set it up. Make sure you're lining numbers up so it's neat. Regroup things and then count your decimal places at the end. So if you want to try 6, 8, and 10, you are welcome to do that, or I'm going to try a couple of the story problems next. Okay, I'm going to go through a few of these here. So at 3 years old, Javier was 36.5 inches tall. By 13, he was 1.8 times as tall as he was at age 3. Now how tall is he? So I'm going to come down here and use some of this room right here to work. So he was 36.5. And now he's 1.8 times bigger than that. So we need to do 8 times 5, 8 times 6 plus this, 8 times 3 plus that. We're going to add that placeholder. We're going to cross off the numbers we used. Now we're going to do 1 times 5, 1 times 6, 1 times 3. We're going to add those together. And I have 1, 2 decimal places. Don't bring it straight down. I know it's tempting. You've been adding. You've been practicing that. But move it over 2 places. Hey, number 2, the mass of an atom of helium is about 4.002 atomic units. The mass of an atom of beryllium is about 2.25 times the mass of an atom of helium. What is the approximate mass of a beryllium atom? Right? It's 2.5 times that. So I'm going to take 4.002 times it by 2.25. If I don't have to do that problem, that's probably one I would choose not to do. Just the numbers aren't hard, but it just has more of them than just timesing by 2. But you're welcome to do that one. Hey, a bedroom is 11.4 feet long and 12.5 feet wide. Shuey wants to paint the floor. A gallon of paint will cover approximately 150 square feet. Will 1 gallon of paint be enough to do 2 coats of paint? Okay, so area, she's got a rectangle, is base times height. So we're going to take the base here, 11.4, times by how wide the floor is to get our answer first. And I'm going to get an estimate here, right? This is 12 times 11. I'm thinking my answer should be close to 132-ish. Probably a little bit bigger because these are both bigger. So 5 times 4 is 20. 5, 6, 7. And 1 times 5 is 5. Placeholder. Done with that. 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And now I need double placeholder for the 1. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm adding these up. 15, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. And 4 and 1, and I need 2 decimals, 142. That's close to 132 and a little bit bigger, like I said. So now, right, they have this room. It's 142.5 square feet, right? If they paint it once, if they get 1 gallon of paint, that covers 150. But they want to do 2 coats of paint. So if I need 2 coats of paint, that is going to be 0, 10, 2, and 3. That's 300. They need to cover 300, or that 2 coats will cover 300. If I only do 1 though, right? That's pretty much, that 1 coat is pretty much taking up that whole gallon. There's a tiny bit left over that you can paint like a little square of the second piece. But you're going to need 2 gallons in order to get to 300. So if you only buy 1, you're only going to cover 1 time. We've got to do 2 to cover it 2 times. Hey, number 4, the distance from Jupiter to the Sun is about 5.203 astronomical units. If the distance from Neptune to the Sun is about 5.77 times Jupiter's distance from the Sun, so 5.77 times that, how far is Neptune from the Sun? Round our answer to the nearest thousandths. So this is maybe one I would, if I've done other ones, I might skip to get to my questions so I don't have to times by a 5.77. But I'm going to set it up, multiply by 7, multiply by 7, multiply by 5, and then I have to move my decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're rounding to the nearest thousandths place, which is right here. So I'm going to look back at that 4th place. If it's a 5 through 9, it's going to bump this number next to it up. If it's a 4 through 0, it's going to make this number just stay the same. So if you want to try that out, awesome. Hey, and the last one on this page says Reed bought 1.8 pounds of green beans. The green beans cost $1.27 per pound. What is the total cost? So every time he buys a pound, it costs $1.27. So I'm taking $1.27, and even though it lists 1.8 first, I'm going to put $1.27 on the top, so then I only have to times by 2 numbers instead of 3. And when we multiply, we can commute things around and move them. 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, so it doesn't matter which one goes on top or bottom. And that will give you the total, and this one we're rounding to the nearest hundredths place. It has 3 decimal places. But when we talk about money, we only have 2. So I'm going to look back behind. If it's a 5 or 9 in this last place, I'm going to bump it up. If it's a 4 through 0, I'm going to just leave it the same and get rid of that end number. So make sure you've done 9 problems.